At the beginning of the story, we see a man whose face is covered with a blindfold. His nose is being tortured with acid, and then he is brutally struck with a large hammer. After this, we are introduced to a supermodel named Jennifer, who is one of the most talked about and beautiful models in America. Her pictures are everywhere, on every magazine cover, every billboard, and across all social media platforms. Jennifer lives alone in her apartment, but she does have a pet dog. One night, Jennifer gets ready to go to a party and sits in her car. However, someone is keeping an eye on her, though Jennifer is completely unaware of it. At the party, Jennifer starts drinking, not knowing that someone has slipped a sedative into her drink. After consuming the drink, she starts feeling unwell, and her head begins to spin. To get some fresh air, she steps out of the party, but at that moment, someone comes from behind and kidnaps her. When Jennifer regains consciousness, she finds herself in a locked cell. She is extremely frightened and completely confused. She tries to escape, but the door is locked. Inside the cell, she notices 4 locked lockers. The room is also filled with multiple cameras, all watching her every move. Jennifer sees that all her makeup, clothes, and shoes are there in the room. She realizes that the kidnapper brought all these items from her apartment. Suddenly, a drawer opens from the wall, revealing the same healthy juice she drinks every day. Jennifer throws the juice away, and by now, she understands that the kidnapper knows everything about her. Angry, she starts shouting and throwing all her belongings, demanding to be released. At that moment, a gas filled with sedatives is released into the room, and Jennifer loses consciousness again. When she wakes up, she finds herself tied to a torture chair outside the cell. In front of her stands the kidnapper, a masked killer. He shows Jennifer recordings on a TV of the victims he has tortured and killed. Jennifer is horrified as she watches the extreme brutality. One woman is even doused with acid. Terrified, Jennifer pleads with the killer to let her go, but he ignores her and pours acid on her as well, causing her to faint again. When Jennifer wakes up, she finds herself back in the cell, her face now covered with a blindfold. She goes to a mirror and sees what appears to be wounds on her face, but she soon realizes they are fake. The killer did this to break her mentally. Suddenly, a shower turns on in the room, scaring her. Another drawer opens from the wall, containing her magazines and the key to the first locker. Jennifer opens the locker to find a black dress. The killer wants her to wear it, but she refuses. In response, the killer floods the room with blinding lights and loud noises, which Jennifer cannot tolerate. She covers her ears and hides under the bed. While searching, Jennifer finds a nail sharpener, which she keeps with her. That night, she uses it to open a vent in the room, attempting to find a way out. She finds a piece of a girl's nail. Realizing that someone else had tried to escape before but failed, Jennifer continues moving forward. The killer discovers her escape attempt, breaks through the vent, and knocks her unconscious again. When Jennifer regains consciousness, she finds herself tied to the torture chair once more. She pleads with the killer, offering anything, money, anything he wants, but the killer does not care for money. He opens a fridge containing human body parts, which he mixes in a blender to make juice and forces Jennifer to drink. It is an extremely horrifying experience for her, and she loses consciousness again. When she wakes up, the killer is trying to break her mentally. He tortures her with bright lights, loud sounds, and psychological pressure, forcing her to endure extreme fear. For the kidnapper, all this has become entertainment, and he monitors Jennifer constantly from his control room. Eventually, Jennifer finds herself back in the cell. She notices light coming from a neighboring cell and discovers a boy named Gary, who is in a cell similar to hers. Neither of them knows why they were kidnapped. Seeing Gary makes Jennifer feel less alone, and together, they hope to escape. The killer watches Jennifer's reactions through the control room. He realizes she is afraid of darkness, so he turns off all the lights to scare her. Gary comforts her and lights a match to create some illumination. Seeing this, the killer becomes angry, injects Gary, rendering him unconscious, and resumes torturing Jennifer. Later, a drawer opens, revealing a glass container filled with sand. The killer captures Jennifer and locks her in a glass box, which starts filling with sand. If she does not escape in time, she will suffocate. Gary manages to break the glass with a metal rod and saves her. They run together to another room where they encounter a dead body and look for an exit. The killer approaches them with a gun. Gary and Jennifer reach a car in the garage and attempt to escape, but it is a trap. Sleeping gas is released inside the car, causing them to pass out. When Jennifer regains consciousness, she finds herself tied to the torture chair, her hand on the gun's trigger pointing at her dog and the killer holding another gun. She has 30 seconds to decide who will die, herself or her dog. Forced by circumstances, Jennifer shoots her dog, causing her immense grief. Jennifer is locked back in her cell. She notices her dog in a glass box, but it is gone when she approaches. It was a psychological game by the killer. While talking to Gary, the cell door opens, and they reunite briefly before the killer shuts the door. A drawer reveals the key to locker number 4. Jennifer finds a dress inside, and fearing the killer, she finally wears it. The killer opens the cell door, and she rushes to Gary's cell, hugging him. They see a video on TV of a girl being tortured by the killer, her mouth sewn shut. Gary becomes furious and starts destroying the camera. The killer arrives, seizes Gary, and Jennifer watches as Gary's own video plays on TV. He is about to be tortured. Jennifer pleads with the killer, offering anything he wants. The killer binds both Jennifer and Gary to the torture chair and plays a video of a boy killing his abusive mother and smiling at his elder brother. The killer attempts to extract Jennifer's teeth, but Gary sacrifices himself, giving his tooth instead. The killer pulls out Gary's tooth and leaves them in the cell. Jennifer is impressed by Gary's bravery, and they grow close. The killer watches but does nothing. The next morning, Jennifer is passed out after drinking water provided by the killer. Gary scans a card, opens the door, and they move upstairs. They confront the killer, revealing that Gary is not a victim, but the killer's brother, and the same boy who killed his mother as a child. Their mother had abused both brothers, driving them to insanity. They kidnap and torture girls for revenge, and occasionally kill men who wrong them. Gary pretends to be a victim to gain Jennifer's trust, but he develops real feelings for her. He informs his elder brother, who reacts angrily and instructs that Jennifer must be killed. Gary kills his brother with a knife and hides the body in a bathtub. While examining files of previous victims, Gary hears the doorbell. He quickly hides the files. 2 detectives arrive, asking for the elder brother, but Gary lies that he's not home. A commercial plays on the TV, and Gary switches the channel, only for Jennifer's live video to appear. Shocked, the detectives are killed by Gary with a gun. Gary tells Jennifer they can now escape because both killers are dead. Jennifer is overjoyed and joins him upstairs. Mistaking the detectives' bodies for the killers, she prepares to call the police. Gary warns her that private videos exist and must be deleted before involving the police. A detective, who is still alive, approaches, and Jennifer, thinking it is the killer, attacks and kills him with a baseball bat. She then discovers files proving that Gary and his elder brother orchestrated all the kidnappings and tortures. Gary befriended the victims under the guise of helping them, while his brother tortured and killed. Jennifer is shattered. She trusted Gary, but he was involved. Gary's elder brother attacks Jennifer. She kills him with a knife and tries to escape. The detective's phone rings, and Gary arrives, asking Jennifer to help clean the house. Jennifer blinds him with spray and escapes to the basement, turning off all lights. She finds a gun, but Gary reaches her. She fires, but the gun is unloaded. Gary grabs her, but she kicks him, seizes the gun, cocks it, and shoots him multiple times, killing him. Jennifer exits the house and the movie ends.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.